Hearing them say that, Xianxia immediately felt the pressure. He never thought that he would have to shoulder the burden of such a gamble. He used to gamble often, but it was all for his own sake, so he didn't feel any pressure. However, it was now for someone else, and a rather good senior at that. This gave him an unprecedented pressure. He looked at Elder Chen and secretly cursed him in his heart. Originally, Master Wang did not mention about the gambling house, but the reason why Elder Chen brought it up was very obvious. He wanted to make Elder Chen feel pressured and then cause a ruckus. Seeing all of this, even though Xianxia felt pressured, he was definitely not flustered. He was very confident in himself. In the many kinds of bet in pill refining, he was undefeated and had never lost. Instead, it was those guys who were initially full of themselves who had lost the most miserably. "Is there a time limit?" Xianxia suddenly asked. 2 hours. Elder Chen said. "It's usually like this, it's starting now." The pill furnaces had already been prepared for them. They were all normal pill furnaces. They were slightly stronger than the mud. Xianxia had not tried using this kind of broken pill furnace to concoct pills before. Elder Chen's disciple was a middle-aged man. With 6 god stages cultivation, looking at his dressing, it was obvious that he cared a lot about other people's eyesight. An alchemist had been refining pills all year round, so it was rare for him to dress up like this. Xianxia also started. He put the 3 elements flour into the pill furnace, and then took out the flame from the fire pearl and poured it into the furnace. The flames inside the fire pearl all had their own unique qi. If they had mixed in other flames, Elder Chen and Master Wang, the 2 old cunning foxes, would definitely know about it. Thus Xianxia would not use his own flames. Xianxia was unsure because he could not use the crash method to refine it, and he did not know how high the quality would be. Because the heavenly alchemy he used was very special, it could allow him to quickly refine pills and make them easy to refine. However, if it was in pursuit of high quality without using the crash method, it was impossible. "Let's see if I can use the power inside the heavenly alchemy Dao line." Xianxia secretly channeled the power of the heavenly alchemy Dao line and poured it into the fire pearl. He only used it a little. Although it did not cause any changes to the flame, it helped to refine the ingredients in the pill furnace quickly. How magical! As long as I use the power of the heavenly alchemy Dao line, no matter what kind of flame I use, I can quickly refine it. Xianxia looked at Master Wang and Elder Chen, but they did not discover anything. So he continued to release heavenly alchemy Dao power. This went on for a while, and the more he used it, the more times he was discovered. The heavenly alchemy Dao power was a very mysterious existence. It did not have any aura. Especially when used within the flames, it was even more difficult to detect. Previously, when he was refining the 3 elements flour, he did not try to use the heavenly alchemy Dao power to refine it, but today, when he used it, the refining speed was actually that fast. Looks like I've always been using the heavenly alchemy Dao power, so the quality of the pills I've refined will definitely not be low. It seems like I have a good chance to unearth this heavenly alchemy Dao power when I'm free. Although I can use it, I don't know what its uses are. Xianxia now knew the benefits of heavenly alchemy Dao power. He had always been paying attention to the usage of the flame orb. Before, he had been very careful in using it, but now he could be very bold because when the flame mixed with the heavenly alchemy Dao power, it burned very quickly, just like the last 10 times. Currently, the 3 elements within his pill furnace had already turned into medicinal liquid. Now, he also realized that the medicinal liquid that was refined by the heavenly alchemy Dao power could be fused even more easily. Previously, when he was refining the 3 elements flour, although he managed to successfully fuse it, it was not that fast. It was not that simple. Previously, when the medicinal liquids from the 3 flours merged with each other, it was as if the 3 lumps of flour were kneaded together. Although this was not very difficult, it required a bit of time and strength. However, using the heavenly alchemy Dao power now was like fusing 3 drops of water together. It was the easiest. Even though the flames are still sufficient, we are still unable to use the crash method. I wonder how much the quality of the pills refined by the heavenly alchemy Dao power will increase. Xianxia released even more heavenly alchemy Dao power and poured them into the ball of fused medicinal liquid. That lump of medicinal liquid was originally red, but after he injected it into the heavenly alchemy Dao power, its color gradually became lighter, and with the burning of the flames, it finally became white. When he had not used the heavenly alchemy Dao power previously, it had always been red. I wonder if there are any effects. Regardless, I'll just forge it first. Xianxia split the ball of white medicinal liquid into two, and condensed it into a medicinal crystal. In the end, it slowly compressed, and at the very end, the two pellets suddenly became red again, becoming dark red. This dark red color seemed to be completely lifeless. It was far from the beautiful red spirit-returning pill that he had refined before. 2 hours were almost up, and Xianxia was the first one to open the pill furnace. When he opened the pill furnace, everyone looked and shook their heads. 2 pills. To actually be able to refine 2 of these pellets in such a competition, it should be condensed into one and the quality should be raised. Furthermore, he is dark red in color, it is definitely not good. Yu Haorui laughed. Your standards are only mediocre. This time, Master Wang has been harmed miserably by him. When Master Wang first saw it, he slightly frowned, but after looking at it again, he felt that the 2 pills Xianxia refined were extremely reserved, and did not release any of his Dan Qi. Even the worst quality Dan would have a bit of Dan Qi. But there was none. It was very strange. I've also finished refining it. Elder Chen's disciple opened the pill furnace and immediately shot out a beautiful red light. The pill Qi was very dense and the fragrance of it wafted for 5 miles, causing one to be unable to help but exclaim in admiration. I don't think we need to test for quality anymore. Elder Chen chuckled. Elder Wang, please let me manage your treasured land for now. Xianxia suddenly said, I want to test. This way, I can be convinced of my defeat. Master Wang nodded his head and took out his own equipment. This was a round disc and was about the same as the equipment used to test the quality that Xianxia had seen before. Elder Chen placed his disciple's pill on the plate, immediately showing the high quality of over 30,000 pills. He is indeed worthy of being Elder Chen's disciple. This kind of quality is comparable to the masters of many shops. An old man praised. Having such an outstanding disciple is really a happy occasion. Xianxia handed over a pellet to them, and everyone revealed a look of contempt. After all, the origin recovery pill in his hand was dim and dull, without any sort of pill Qi, as if it died, and this kind of pellet actually needed to be tested. It's hard to tell if your pill can produce a value. Yu Haorui taunted, and laughed. Don't embarrass yourself anymore, don't you? If Xianxia had used the crash method to refine it in the past, he would definitely be very confident because he was very clear on how high the quality of the pills refined by the crash method was. However, it was different this time. This was refined using heavenly alchemy Dao power. Even if it was of good quality, he was not sure if it could compare with the other party's pill. Xianxia nodded at Master Wang, who immediately placed the test disc in front of Xianxia. Xianxia then placed one of the pellet on top of the pellet. A number immediately appeared on the test disc. 27,000 quality. The Master Wang looked at the numbers on the plate in disbelief. Even Xianxia himself was pleasantly surprised. The pills refined with the heavenly alchemy Dao power were actually of such high quality. Although the pellet that Elder Chen's disciple refined had a quality of more than 30,000, but it was only 1 pellet, and Xianxia had another 2. Xianxia also put in the other pellet, which was also of the same quality as the 27,000 pellets. Impossible! Elder Chen shouted anxiously, as he took out his own testing equipment and accepted Xianxia's restoration divine pill, testing it himself. The result of this test was exactly the same as the one from before. There wasn't the slightest deviation. Everyone was stunned. After all, the 2 pellets Xianxia had refined were of a higher quality than 30,000. There was no doubt that Xianxia had won. Yu Haorui was even more jealous as he said, There is definitely something wrong with the spirit-recovering pellet. There is no light and there is also no pill Qi. Xianxia said, Then I invite Elder Chen to eat one, and see if it has any medicinal effects. Elder Chen didn't believe it at the moment, so he immediately ate 1 pill. After feeling the effects of the pill, he frowned. Seeing Elder Chen frown, Yu Haorui sneered, I was right. Although this pill has a quality value, it does not have any effect. Elder Chen shook his head. The effects of this pill are very strong. It's a far cry from the test results. It's only because you're surrounded by an external force that you're unable to release any of the pill chi from within. That's why it was so low during the test. Master Wang also ate one pill. His face was full of surprise, and he immediately looked at Xianxia. How did you refine it? This is a pill technique that I have learned before using my unique rule Dao line S to refine it. My rule Dao line was born with this. Xianxia said, after my rule Dao line's power and flames fuse together, it can strengthen the flames and at the same time have a gathering characteristic. Xianxia spouted a bunch of nonsense. He felt that these people would not have any suspicions. After all, they were related to the rule Dao line that he was born with. It's no wonder that the strongest part of this pellet is that not even a trace of pellet chi has been leaked. Many pellets that have been refined will reveal a little bit of pellet chi, especially when they're refined. Master Wang said, this time, it's no doubt that you have one. The Master Wang looked at Elder Chan, but Elder Chan shook his head and did not say much. He had admitted defeat now. He did not expect Xianxia to have such a strange power and could only admit defeat. That's not fair. He has a natural rule Dao line. Seeing Xianxia win, Yu Haorui felt very uncomfortable in his heart. Even if you have the rule Dao line without sufficient strength to use it, you would not be able to refine a pill of this quality. The Master Wang said with a stern tone, there are many people who are talented but do not work hard the day after tomorrow. They are ambitious and look down on everyone else. Yu Haorui immediately lowered his head and clenched his teeth. Master Wang had been talking about him just now, and now he understood why Master Wang did not want to accept him as a disciple. Master Wang had obtained a supreme violet ginseng fruit, and he himself did not have much strength left. This made Elder Chun very unhappy, but he had no other choice. He was willing to admit defeat. The Master Wang laughed as he sent this group of people away. Then, he planted the Overlord purple ginseng fruit and Xianxia watched on from the side. What's the use of this great master violet ginseng fruit? Xianxia asked. Seems like it's very precious. When Master Chun gave it to you, he was also very pained. Although this is a low-rank supreme divine medicine, as long as it's a supreme divine medicine, it's extremely precious. The Master Wang said, and the use of this violet ginseng fruit is beneficial to the cultivation of the later stages of Six God stage and early stage of Tai Zun realm. It has no use to you now either. Master Wang now knew that Xianxia had a very high innate talent in alchemy. He felt that if he were to refine the spirit-returning pill, it would definitely not be as high quality as the ones refined by Xianxia. Of course, he did not ask Xianxia about his pill techniques. Xianxia, I will help you ask about the Six Gods Guiyuan Dan's medicinal herbs in a few days. I know that you are currently anxiously stepping into the Six Gods stage. The Master Wang said because Xianxia had asked him about this before, and when he was sparring with others before, he was only at the Three Profound realm. But there was already a huge gap between them. A few days passed and Master Wang finished his own work. After he and Xianxia finished refining all of the Sansu flowers into pills, he had more time to himself. Right now, he wanted to take Xianxia to a place where he could hold a pill refining conference. Xianxia had originally wanted to look for Lin Jitian and tell him about his current situation in Super Origin Dan Hall, but Lin Jitian had gone into closed-door cultivation. Helpless, he could only follow him out of Super Origin Dan Hall and head towards a place to participate in the pellet assembly. When he went there, Master Wang had also brought the few herbs needed to refine Six Gods Guiyuan Dan. If he could gather them at the convention, he would be able to immediately refine pills for Xianxia. Of course, the Master Wang had also said that it was not guaranteed for Xianxia to break through, but at least it could help him take a step further. The Master Wang had a flying channel since he was an expert of the Tai Zun realm after all. He was riding on a flying divine tool right now, heading to the location of the convention. The flight divine equipment could only fly with the help of the Master Wang. The speed of the flight was also very fast, and Xianxia felt very comfortable sitting inside. Master Wang, what are the General Assembly usually held here? Xianxia asked. This grand meeting will always be attended by masters at your level, right? Yes, alchemists like us are all called supreme pill gods. In this 1000 layer, There are only 1 to 200 supreme pill gods, so we are all very familiar with each other. Master Wang nodded his head. The one in charge of hosting this convention is Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect. This Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect is a very mysterious sect. Xianxia had already heard from Lin Jitian that it was about the matters of the 4 great divine sects. He did not expect that they would meet the people from the Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect so soon. Master Wang, what a coincidence! A golden light suddenly flashed from behind. They saw a middle-aged man riding on a flying divine tool and chasing after them, and there were a few other people on the flying disc. One of them was Yu Harawei. Third Hallmaster, you are also going to participate in the Heavenly Refining Auction, right? This middle-aged man was Yu Harawei's father, Yu Jinggong. He had just looked at Xianxia and knew that he knew about Xianxia's situation. Yu Jinggong was also an alchemist. Even though he could refine Taizuan Dan, he couldn't become a supreme pill god because a true supreme pill god needs to be acknowledged. However, Yu Jinggong's usual scheming and scheming skills were not bad, so he was able to become the 3rd Hallmaster of the Super Origin Dan Hall. That's right. Yu Jinggong nodded with a smile. Right. The road ahead is more dangerous. It's better not to go over. Oh? I've walked this path twice, and I haven't encountered any danger. No. Just as the Master Wang finished speaking, a cry came from the other side. It was a beast with flying Dao veins. When the cry came out, Master Wang's face slightly changed, before he anxiously controlled the flight divine tool to descend. As expected, this road is really dangerous. Although the Master Wang had the cultivation of a sovereign, he had been refining pills all year round and his fighting experience could be said to be lacking. If not for the urgent situation, he would rarely take action. There is the supreme dragon beast ahead. It should be a dragon eagle. Its strength is pretty strong. But she just laid some dragon eagle eggs. Her body is currently very weak. Yu Jinggong said, "How about this, Master Wang and I will go together and kill this dragon eagle, and also get the dragon eagle egg." Master Wang should know the value of the dragon eagle egg. Master Wang thought for a moment, then said, "Then what about these juniors? They can do it here. Elder Li is a late-stage 6-god stage, and my Rue Heir is also an early-stage 6-god. My 3 disciples are all mid-stage 6-god. Their strength is still sufficient. With them here, nothing will happen." Yu Jinggong said. Hearing that, Xianxia felt that something was wrong. Yu Harawei hated him to the bones, and other than him, the rest of the people here belonged to Yu Jinggong, which was extremely disadvantageous to him. "Master Wang, I'll go with you," Xianxia said. He did not want to stay. "You don't have to worry. Just wait here for me." Master Wang looked at Yu Harawei and the others and said, "Xianxia is only at the late stage of the 3 profound realm. Don't bully him. If I find out, don't blame me for being rude." Xianxia did not know what value the dragon eagle egg had, to actually be valued so highly by the Master Wang, and so he followed Yu Jinggong just like that. Not long after they left, Xianxia sensed that the atmosphere wasn't right. "What do you want?" Just as Xianxia finished speaking and was preparing to teleport away, several white lights suddenly shot out from all directions. In an instant, his body and divine sense were attacked by the extremely numbing thunder power. This is the power of the supreme realm. Xianxia's entire body was in pain. The thunder power was also very intense. It directly struck his spirit of the Tao gods, causing it to tremble, and was unable to send out any force. "Ha ha! A waste of late period of 3 profound realm. You want to struggle?" Yu Harawei fiercely stomped on Xianxia's abdomen, bringing a burst of flame energy into Xianxia, causing him to almost scream out loud. This Yu Harawei was in the early stages of 6-god stage, and his profound strength was not weak either. "Are you not afraid of the Master Wang?" Xianxia shouted in anger. "Humph. Whether he can come back or not is one thing." Yu Harawei laughed out loud. "Brat, your innate rule Dao line is pretty good. Also, you must have mastered some powerful pill techniques, and they are all mine now. Don't even think about getting it." Xianxia wanted to delay as much time as possible so that his spirit of the Tao gods could stabilize. As long as he could send out a certain amount of Tao energy, he could teleport away. Whether or not I can obtain it is not up to you to decide. It's up to me. Yu Haowei pinched Xianxia's throat. I was very jealous of you before, but before long that Rule Dao line of yours will be mine. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew past, and a black-robed old man appeared. This old man had a dense thunder power on him. Xianxia was sure that he was injured by this man just now. After all, this man was an expert of the Taizun realm, and was not someone he could defeat now. Uncle, can you really use the pulse-shifting technique? Yu Haowei asked. This guy seems pretty strong. The Dao power he released just now was extremely astonishing. That's right, so I used the thunder power to injure his spirit of the Dao gods, and in that case, he will not be able to use Dao energy. If not, he would definitely be able to run away, and it would be difficult for us to catch him. The black-robed old man looked at Xianxia, and two beams of white light shot out from his eyes into Xianxia's. Uncle, what are you doing? Yu Haowei asked with great curiosity. I want to give this guy a good beating. He doesn't look good to me. We'll talk about it after we succeed in the soul search meridian. The old man in black said, if his body is too weak, it will affect the meridian transfer. I will first search his soul and see if I can activate his pill techniques. Xianxia's spirit fox was in excruciating pain. The opponent wanted to break the defense of soul, but his spirit fox's defense was very strong. Even though the opponent was attacking him with lightning-fast power, it did not crumble. This fellow, his soul defense is extremely strong. The old man in black robe was surprised. It looks like it will take some time. Xianxia endured yelling, because he couldn't be distracted. He had to concentrate his spirit and let his spirit of the Dao gods recover. Only then would he be able to escape. If this continued, his soul might really be searched. You bunch of bastards. Xianxia will definitely not let you off. Xianxia roared furiously in his heart. His still trembling spirit of the Dao gods had already gradually stabilized. The defense of his soul was being broken bit by bit, and just as he was about to succeed, Xianxia's spirit of the Dao gods used a burst of Dao energy to pass through Xianxia's spatial Dao vein. Xianxia immediately unleashed space wind, allowing his body to move along with it. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared from where he stood. What's going on? Yu Haowei suddenly shouted. Why did he suddenly disappear? The black-robed old man's face was also filled with shock. He didn't know what was going on. This was because there were very few people here who knew how to use the power of space, so he didn't think that the power of space was involved. He actually ran away. Quickly go look around, the black-robed elder anxiously shouted. If he returns to the original Tao or something like that, it will definitely be very troublesome. The protective shield protecting his soul was not light at all. Although his body was struck by lightning, it wasn't much of a problem, because the thunder power was mainly used to attack his spirit of the Dao gods. Right now, his spirit of the Dao gods had stabilized, but there was still a little problem with it, and this would require some time to recover. We've finally escaped. I wonder how Master Wang is doing now. Oh, I hope he's all right. Xianxia didn't think about anything at this moment. Closing his eyes could help him recover faster. After 3 days, he arrived on the ground after he had gone invisible. When he came out, he immediately saw Yu Jinggong and the black-robed old man. What about the Master Wang? How is he now? It seemed that he had just met Yu Jinggong. He has already fallen into the dragon bone abyss. Yu Jinggong said, I almost suffered too. I didn't expect the dragon eagle to be so strong. That's right, where's Xianxia? Have you not succeeded yet? AI, he ran away. The black-robed old man sighed. This guy possesses the heavenly alchemy Dao line. He's not an ordinary guy from the start. We have underestimated him. Xianxia clenched his fist tightly. Such a good Master Wang like him had actually been killed. When Yu Jinggong heard that Xianxia had run away, he was immediately enraged. You bunch of useless brats. Actually allowed a 3 profound realm brat to escape. Brother, listen to me. The black-robed elder quickly told Yu Jinggong everything that had happened. Looks like he's been injured quite badly. You all continue to look around separately. I will first return to the primal beginning pill gate and retrieve the divine medicine from the Master Wang. Afterwards, I will have someone come here to help me search for Xianxia. Yu Jinggong said. Master Wang had already fallen into the dragon bone abyss. Whether he was dead or alive was unknown, but he had most likely died. Otherwise, Yu Jinggong would not be so calm, as killing a master was an extremely serious matter. Xianxia could see that Yu Jinggong was able to cover the sky with one hand inside the Super Origin Dan Hall. At that time, he would definitely be able to explain everything and no one would suspect that it was him. Therefore, Xianxia felt that no one would believe his words even if they were exposed. I can't let this guy take the Master Wang's divine medicine. I have to go back and take a look as well. Xianxia immediately used teleportation to return back to original Tao in front of Yu Jinggong. He had sneakily entered the original Tao's gate. Although the Master Wang's treasure land was protected by the array formation, he could still pass through if he used the White Tiger Leap. However, after entering, he found that all the ingredients had disappeared. What's going on? Someone beat you to it? Xianxia was surprised, but just as he was about to leave, he suddenly heard a voice by his ear. Is it Xianxia? This was actually a matter of the Master Wang. Xianxia was using invisibility now, but Master Wang could sense him, shocking him yet again. It's me, Master Wang. How are you now? Xianxia was able to hear about the matters of the Master Wang, and his mood suddenly improved a lot. After all, the Master Wang was very good to him. My body has already been destroyed. Fortunately, I previously trained in the soul of the Supreme Being, so I placed it in the treasure land. Once my original body dies, my soul will be resurrected. Right now, I only have the soul of the Supreme Being left to the very weak ones. Master Wang said, You are above? Are you dead too? I really never thought that Yu Jinggong would be such a bastard. Xianxia felt that although the Master Wang was old and had a high cultivation, he was still too naive. He was actually deceived. Maybe it was because he had been cultivating in seclusion for a long time, so even though he was young, he had never seen it before. I did not die. I was captured by him, but I ran away. Xianxia revealed his true form and said, I knew they were here to plunder your medicine. I quickly rushed over and planned to destroy this place and not let them have it. I don't have many ingredients here. They have all been taken into the divine sense sea of the Supreme Being's soul. Master Wang said, It seems that my scheming is not as good as yours. You have always been on guard against them. Now, the Master Wang finally understood why Xianxia wanted to hunt the dragon eagle with him. Then, Master Wang, what do you plan to do now? Won't you pick them off? Xianxia said, Even though I am a master, I have already died, so there is no value in it. Therefore, they will not get rid of Yu Jinggong and the other brothers for my sake, since they are all overlords. They are also very strong in the Super Origin Dan Hall. Master Wang asked, Do you have any containers on you that allow me to stay here? I need a stable and safe place. Yes. Xianxia took out the 6 realms mirrors, and then a ball of white light floated over and entered the 6 realms mirrors. Not bad. I can feel a very rich primitive Tao power from this. Your divine tool is pretty powerful. Master Wang laughed. From now on, I will stay with you until I am able to cultivate my flesh. All right? I will definitely protect you well. Xianxia was still very respectful to the Master Wang. Xianxia, your teacher told me. Do you have a heavenly alchemy Dao line? The Master Wang suddenly asked. When Yu Jinggong pushed me down the dragon bone abyss, he told me that you have the heavenly alchemy Dao line. That's right. Xianxia admitted it. What happened to the heavenly alchemy Dao line? Why is that guy so reckless? Xianxia brought the Master Wang and quickly left the place. It's hard to explain in a single sentence. If you are able to use the heavenly alchemy Dao line, you must have a heavenly alchemy art. These two are both extremely valuable things, and as long as you are an alchemist, no one would not want to have it. The Master Wang sighed. From now on, you have to be careful and use the heavenly alchemy Dao line. The only people who know about my eternal heavenly alchemy Dao line are Yu Jinggong and the others. They must definitely eliminate them. Xianxia said, Otherwise, sooner or later, they will leak out everything. Yes, but your current strength is insufficient. Dealing with the early stage of 6 God stage is not a problem, but dealing with the late stage 6 God stage would be extremely taxing, let alone the Taizun realm. The Master Wang said. The Taizun realm was indeed strong, so if Xianxia wanted to kill them, he could only rely on Lin Jitian. Go to the Heavenly Refining Conference first. If you want to step into the 6 God stage, then so be it. I have friends there that are worthy of your trust. The Master Wang said. All right, I'll go now. Xianxia left the Super Origin Dan Hall and quickly flew to the location where the Heavenly Refining Auction was held. The location of the event was in the middle of a lake. There was an island and a small village on top of it. Xianxia floated in the air. After seeing the island, he said to the Master Wang, I found that island. He had flown for more than 10 days before arriving. Now that you haven't entered the village with the jade plates, you have to think of something. Anyway, I can't show my face. Master Wang said, I got it, I'll give you a pill. This is a low-rank Taizuan Dan. When the time comes, you can ask them if they can use this pill to exchange for the qualifications to participate. Xianxia saw a golden pellet on the surface of the 6 realms mirrors and asked, What pellet is this? The Supreme 6-armed Dan, after eating it, can let a Taizun realm person have 6 arms. It can be considered a kind of miraculous pill. Master Wang laughed. Do you want to try? I still have 2 of these pills. No need. Xianxia felt that it was very unnatural when he thought about how he had 6 arms. Holding this pill, he changed his appearance and arrived at the entrance to the village. At this time, he felt a familiar aura. Yu Jinggong's egg is here. The Master Wang in the 6 realms mirrors also felt it. Xianxia calmed himself down, then turned his head to look, only to see Yu Jinggong bringing a few people over. After he revealed his jade tablet, the guards anxiously let them in. We absolutely cannot let these fellows return to the Super Origin Dan Hall alive. When Xianxia saw them, his anger flared up, and after that, he chatted with the door guard. When the door guard found out that he was going to give him a Supreme Ocean 6-armed pellet, his face was filled with joy, and then let him in. Xianxia entered the village and found an inn. The cost of accommodation there was extremely expensive and could be said to be extremely outrageous. 1 myriad Tau crystal was required every day, and it was even a relatively inferior inn. Of course, those who were able to participate in the Heavenly Refining Auction would all have some face. Even if they felt like it, they wouldn't argue with others. This was a very humiliating matter, so they could only grit their teeth and endure. Xianxia was not as extravagant as the flower Tao crystal before, and it was not easy to fish Tao crystal here, so he would not stay in such an expensive inn. Thus, he found a civilian old man's home and gave that old man some Tao crystal. He could temporarily stay here for a period of time, which would allow him to save a lot of Tao crystal. Xianxia came here to get the 2 medicinal herbs that the 6 gods Guiyuan Dan still lacked. He needed to quickly step into the 6 god stage and then enter the Myriad Tau Mausoleum. Lin Jitian had told him before that only those with the strength of 6 god stage or above could go. This was a chance, he did not want to miss it. Go and ask around first to see where there is a trade fair. Under these circumstances, many people don't sell the precious herbs in their hands and only trade them. When that happens, I'll give you some medicinal herbs so that you can go and exchange them. When the Master Wang heard that Xianxia had settled down, he immediately transmitted his voice to Xianxia. After Xianxia asked around, he found out that there was a huge trade fair in the village and that it was being held every day during this period. 1. Ben. Read. The novel asked about the 2 herbs he lacked. Golden Jade Dew Fruit and Spirit-Returning Violet Bamboo were both divine medicines of the Heavenly Tao. They were not supreme divine medicines, and they were not of very high quality. However, they were rather rare, which was why they were so precious. After 2 days of inquiry, Xianxia finally got news of the Spirit-Returning Violet Bamboo. The seller was an old man and did not come, but a friend of his was there, and told Xianxia that the old man would be here in 2 days. Xianxia waited for 2 days, and when he finally reached the old man, he made an appointment to meet him in a room in a hotel. Could it be that you plan on refining six gods Guiyuan? This old man was dressed in tattered clothes, but he had a pure pill aura around him. He was an expert in pill concocting, and his cultivation was also at the Taizun realm. Xianxia nodded his head. I wonder if Senior will be able to circumcise it? The old man could tell with one glance that Xianxia was only using the late period of 3 profound realm and was continuing with his 6 gods Guiyuan. Even though he couldn't break through for sure, he was still hope. I don't lack Dao crystals. Let's change them for ingredients. I only have 1 spirit returning violet bamboo, so there's no use in keeping it. The old man thought for a moment and said, if you have any decent medicinal ingredients, you can exchange them with me. If I'm satisfied with them, then it'll be fine. Master Wang had already prepared several types of medicinal ingredients for Xianxia. These medicinal ingredients were all relatively rare and of great use. Unicorn fruit. Xianxia took out a fiery red fruit. This fruit was quite big, and Xianxia could only catch half of it with one hand. Moreover, there was a very stiff horn on it that looked like a qilin horn. At a glance, one could tell that it was a fire attribute medicinal ingredient. The qilin horn fruit is truly strange. I've heard of it a long time ago, but this is the first time I've seen it with my own eyes. This is a fire attribute medicinal herb with a wide range of uses. It is also a rare high-grade heavenly god medicinal pill. The old man held his breath and nodded. At this time, he was also considering whether or not he should exchange with Xianxia. Xianxia patiently waited. After a long while, he shook his head and said, although I want it, it's not the best choice for me. It's a pity. Senior, I still have other things. After Xianxia finished speaking, he took out another light green flower that was emitting a fluorescent light. This flower only had 2 petals, and it looked like a butterfly, and was extremely beautiful. Jade butterfly flower. When the old man saw this flower, he immediately sucked in a breath of cold air. This is a supreme divine medicine. Are you sure you want to exchange with me? This is just a flower with a strong ornamental nature. Its main purpose is to refine the night illumination divine pill. Xianxia said, in my opinion, it's far inferior to the qilin fruit from before. Your words are wrong. The elder said, not only can this pill be used to refine the night illumination divine pill, it can also be used to concoct a type of detoxification divine pill. This sort of divine pill is extremely effective at detoxifying the evil poison. After consuming the night bright pellet, it would last for a period of time, allowing people to clearly see in the night, and in the distance they would be able to see even more clearly. As for the effects of the poison, Xianxia did not know because the Master Wang did not tell him, and what he had said just now was also what the Master Wang had told him to say. Is that so? Then what do you think, Senior? Do you want to trade? Xianxia did not know much about the herbs here, so he decided to learn from Master Wang in the future. Change. This elder was extremely fond of Ingdia's jade flower, and agreed readily to Xianxia's request. Xianxia received the spirit-returning violet bamboo, which shone with a purple light. It looked very beautiful. You have gathered all of the 6 gods Guiyuan's ingredients? This old man probably knew the 6 gods Guiyuan's pill formula, which was why he asked this question. There's still the golden jade dew fruit. Xianxia sighed. I wonder if we will be able to gather all of them this time. If Senior has any skills, help me out. I have been stuck in this 3 profound realm for a long time. Golden dew fruit. I happen to have a friend. Wait here. I'll go find him. The old man laughed and patted Xianxia's shoulders. Because he felt that Xianxia was extremely lucky, he became extremely friendly to him. In that case, I will thank Senior first, Xianxia said while grinning. As the old man walked over, Xianxia was very happy. He ordered a table of dishes and started to wolf it down. Elder Wang, it's just as you said. As soon as that Senior saw the jade butterfly flower, he immediately agreed. Laughed. The Master Wang had told him with absolute certainty that he would succeed in exchanging the jade butterfly flower. Of course. Even though I am not very knowledgeable, no one has more experience in exchanging medicinal ingredients than me. Master Wang laughed. His spirit-returning purple bamboo is a heavenly god medicinal herb, and Ingdai jade flower is a supreme divine medicine. There's a huge difference. Even though it's not a very wide use, it's still a supreme divine medicine. Some alchemists do not use medicinal herbs to refine pills, but to collect them. For example, Elder Wang. Is this how you are? Xianxia had stayed in the Master Wang for a few days. There were a lot of strange medicinal ingredients. Heh, that's right. Master Wang laughed. Alchemist has this kind of complex feelings more or less. He likes to collect some pretty and precious herbs. Very quickly, the old man arrived. The person he brought along was actually Yu Jinggong's big brother, the black-robed old man who wanted to search Xianxia's soul. Motherfucker, it's actually this guy. Xianxia had already changed his appearance, and since the other party did not recognize him, he was naturally not too worried. However, he did not want to make a deal with him. Yu Jinggong's big brother was called Yu Jingming. Although he was Yu Jinggong's big brother, he was usually very afraid of his own brother, and was often ordered by his own little brother, and sometimes even loudly rebuked. However, Yu Jingming had never complained or been angry before. This kind of patience made many people feel that it was really scary. Access. This was what the Master Wang had told Xianxia. But Xianxia himself had seen the real Yu Jingming before. When Yu Jingming searched through his memories, she looked exactly like a demon. So when Master Wang talked about Yu Jingming's performance in Super Origin Dan Hall, Xianxia couldn't believe that such a berserk person could actually be so patient. The old man brought Yu Jingming here and quickly left, because in exchange for this, there would not be a third person present. This would only interfere with the decisions of others, and would not have a good impact. What are you planning to exchange for my jade dew fruit? Yu Jingming was also wearing a black robe at the moment. His old face did not have any expression, which made him look a little scary. Yu Jingming should be around the same age as his younger brother, but he looked so old. His younger brother was only middle-aged, and was also extremely handsome. Right at this moment, a plan formed in his mind, and then, a short conversation was held with Master Wang. We'll talk about it after we get the gold jade fruit, Master Wang said. Because he had suffered a loss once, he was now very cautious. Unicorn fruit. Xianxia took out another rare horn fruit. Not bad ingredients. Yu Jingming nodded his head. The gold jade dew fruit in his hand was not too precious. If it was taken out for auction, it would be far inferior to that many Dao crystal that could be sold by the Qilin fruit. The ornamental ability of the unicorn fruit was also very strong. A beautiful flame fruit had grown a Qilin horn. No matter how one looked at it, it was something very special. All right. After Yu Jingming thought about it for a while, he also agreed. Did not dare to act shamelessly here, otherwise, if the matter got out of hand, he himself would be in deep trouble, so he did not dare snatch Xianxia's Qilin fruit. After Xianxia obtained the golden jade dew fruit, his heart was excited. He had finally gathered these ingredients, and he would be able to refine the six gods Guiyuan Dan very soon. Elder Yu, after so many years, you should have had enough of your brother. After Xianxia obtained the gold jade dew fruit, he suddenly said this. At the same time, he also finished his defense, used the Chuangshi god furnace to protect his own spirit of the Dao gods, and placed a 6 realms mirrors outside the Chuangshi god furnace to release the power of the shot. Previously, when he was struck by the spirit of the Dao gods, he was unable to use his Dao energy and almost suffered a calamity. So this time he became extremely cautious and knew that he had to protect the spirit of the Dao gods well. You? How do you know who I am? You recognize me? Yu Jingming didn't think that the person in front of him was related to Xianxia. I'm Xianxia, of course I know. Xianxia smiled and changed back to his original appearance. You! When Yu Jingming saw Xianxia, he immediately wanted to take him down. There's a heavenly refining conference going on here? Do you want to die? Xianxia chuckled, then sat down and said, Eat, eat, eat. What are you trying to do? Yu Jingming's voice was ice cold. You also took away the medicinal ingredients in the Master Wang's treasure trove. When Yu Jingming thought of this, he felt extremely uncomfortable in his heart. No, the Master Wang did it himself. The Master Wang did not die. He still has a doppelganger. Xianxia said, You guys really want to underestimate Master Wang too much. After all, Master Wang is the supreme pill god. How can he die so easily? Yu Jingming's heart trembled. The Master Wang was still alive. He was very clear about the influence of the Master Wang. What are you afraid of? Xianxia saw that Yu Jingming was sweating profusely, and laughed. It's not like you are the one who is going to attack Master Wang. It's your brother Yu Jinggong, right? Yu Jingming thought about this and heaved a sigh of relief. Although he knew about this, he was not the one who did it, and even if they started to investigate, the consequences would not be too severe. Look at you with such potential. It's no wonder that your own younger brother would play with you. Don't think that it will be fine just like that. Your little brother will definitely push all of this away and blame it on you. It was very obvious that Xianxia was trying to sow discord between the two brothers. Yu Jingming could also tell, but he had no doubts at all about Xianxia's words. He was very clear about what kind of person his little brother was. I know, when you attacked me, it was all because of your little brother's idea. He wanted to let my precious son obtain my heavenly alchemy Dao line and cultivate my alchemy skills. Even if you succeed, you won't get any benefits, so I don't blame you. Xianxia said while eating, and looked like he was not on guard at all. Yu Jingming thought for a moment, then sat down, rolled up his sleeves, and saw that there was a white centipede wrapped around his wrist, like a bracelet. What is this? Xianxia frowned. This is the white jade centipede from Myriad Tao Mausoleum. I have poison in my body. I need this white jade centipede to help me take drugs, in order for me to live, otherwise I'll be dead. And in order for the white jade centipede to be willing to absorb the poison from my body, I need to eat a pill. And those pills were all concocted by my little brother. Only he has the medicinal formula and only he can concoct them. Hearing Yu Jingming's words, Xianxia finally understood him. So that's how it is. Xianxia said, looks like if I kill your brother, you won't agree, right? Of course, killing him is equivalent to killing me. Besides, how could he be so easy to kill? He is the third hall master of the Super Origin Dan Hall after all, and is even daring to kill the Master Wang, so he won't be that easy to deal with. Yu Jingming said, in the end, you left the original Tao Gate. The reason why he is able to do such a thing in the Super Origin Dan Hall is also because there are people within the original Tao. If I can cure you of the poison, are you willing to help me get rid of Yu Jinggong? Furthermore, you have to guarantee that you won't let anyone else know about my possession of the Heavenly Alchemy Dao line. Xianxia said, this Yu Jingming had a lot of uses, he definitely could not let him go. And Yu Jinggong was currently participating in the Heavenly Refining Conference. If he revealed that he had the Heavenly Alchemy Dao line here, the consequences would be dire. You really can? Yu Jingming's body trembled. He had a very deep understanding of the poison in his body. He had tried many different ways to cure it, but none of them worked. I can give it a try. Xianxia couldn't guarantee anything now. I've cured quite a few poisons before. I'm a bit confident now. However, I need to know. After I cure you of the poison, I will be able to obtain the benefits above. If the poison in Yu Jingming's body was cured, he would no longer need the white jade centipede to help him suppress the poison in his body, and he would no longer need to be manipulated by his detestable younger brother. In the future, he would be free to do anything he wanted. Access. If you can successfully cure my poison, I promise you, I will definitely do my best to help you kill Yu Jinggong. Yu Jingming had had enough of his own brother. Even if Xianxia had not said it, once his poison was detoxified, he would go and kill Yu Jinggong. Good. However, we need to get a blood contract. I am still a little worried about you, since you almost destroyed me. Xianxia smiled and said, I still need you to help me with some things in the future. Of course, I will give you some benefits. I can. But you can't threaten me like how despicable Yu Jinggong is. Yu Jingming said. Xianxia nodded, and then signed a contract with Yu Jingming. Can you force the poison out of his body? Just force it out a little bit. Xianxia said. I can't force it at all. The poison is fused with my soul, and cannot be separated from my body. When the poison reaches a certain point, I'll be in extreme pain, and only when the white jade centipede absorbs part of the poison will I feel much better. When Yu Jingming talked about this matter, his face was filled with pain. How did you get infected with this poison? Xianxia asked. This was a rather thorny poison he had encountered. Fortunately, Yu Jinggong had just captured the white jade centipede and helped me suppress the poison. Yu Jinggong did not refine pills normally, but in terms of using poison, he was very strong. Yu Jingming said, "Of course. I suspect that this poison was created by him, because I have asked many people who entered the Myriad Tao Mausoleum about this, and no one has ever encountered this poison. All right, relax your body now. I'll see if I can see what poison it is." Xianxiang's fingertip pressed onto the location of Yu Jingming's heart. Then he used the Dao Heart Eye to carefully examine it. Before long, he saw Yu Jingming's entire body was wrapped in a grayish color. After he saw it, he immediately used his spiritual sense to lock onto it, and then activated the devouring magic kung fu. Just like what Yu Jingming said, it was extremely difficult to absorb. He had spent a lot of effort to only absorb a little. However, this also caused Yu Jingming to be shocked, because he had used many methods previously and could not absorb even a little bit. But Xianxia was able to do it, which immediately filled him with hope. "You, be careful. If you get infected by this poison yourself, you'll have to commit suicide," Yu Jingming said. "Don't worry. If I had been hit by this poison, I would have fallen for it a long time ago." Xianxia was sure that this poison had no effect on him at all. Then he released the creation flame and added in the heavenly alchemy Dao power. However, he burned that gray mist, and not long after, that gray mist was burned away. Is there a way? When Yu Jingming saw that Xianxia could even burn that poison mist, he was overjoyed. "I can't be sure. If your soul also has one, then I will need to use fire to burn your soul and body, and completely burn the poison. At that time, it will definitely cause you a lot of pain." Xianxia said, "Can you endure it?" "I can endure it." Yu Jingming saw hope from Xianxia and said while clenching his teeth, as long as he could get rid of Yu Jinggong's control, he could endure any amount of pain. "All right, I'll start now." Xianxia took a deep breath. Yu Jingming nodded and closed his eyes. Xianxia began to release flames, controlling the flames to enter Yu Jingming's body and Divine Sense C's body. After that, he began to burn them little by little, which would take a very long time, because Yu Jingming's poison was very strong. Yu Jingming was really able to endure it. Although it was painful, he did not scream out. After 3 days and 3 nights, the white jade centipede that was coiled around Yu Jingming's wrist had fallen down. The white jade centipede had left Yu Jingming's arm, which meant that Yu Jingming's body no longer had that poison. "It's a success. It's a success." Yu Jingming looked at the white jade centipede in the jade box and constantly recited the words in his mouth. Even he himself found it hard to believe. "I see." Xianxia looked at the white jade centipede and sneered. "That kind of strange poison is coming from this white jade centipede. Your poison shouldn't be very serious, but Yu Jinggong tricked you and made you get bitten by the white jade centipede. Then, let the poison grow stronger in your body and then absorb it. This way, the white jade centipede will grow non-stop. However, the pellet Yu Jinggong gave you has a power that can suppress the white jade centipede's growth, so the white jade centipede has been like this for many years." Xianxia said, "Yu Jinggong tricked you so much that you were poisoned. Not only did he not say anything about it, he even purposely concealed a lot of things. This bastard! I must kill him," Yu Jingming shouted in anger. "If we don't rush to kill him and just let him die, that would be letting him off easy." Xianxia sneered, then used a transformation technique to conjure a white jade centipede out of thin air and hit it on Yu Jingming's wrist. "You stay by his side. We'll work together to kill him bit by bit. Of course, we have to start from his son, that bastard Yu Haruei." "All right, I'll listen to you." Yu Jingming had already signed a contract with Xianxia earlier on, and now that the remaining people were helping him cure the poison, coupled with the fact that they had a common enemy, they would definitely cooperate. Xianxia took out a piece of jade tablet and handed it over to Yu Jingming. "This is the communication jade pendant. Hang it around your waist. If you have any important matters, contact me. Just channel your divine power into the jade pendant." The spatial power that Xianxia cultivated was able to create a spatial communication treasure. It was something that was not here. How amazing! Yu Jingming tried it and he was very surprised. All right, you should head back now, Xianxia said. He had been very tired this entire day. After Yu Jingming left, the Master Wang hastily sent a sound transmission to Xianxia. Kid, you are truly amazing. I can't do anything about that poison, but you have a way. Seems like you have pretty good control of the heavenly alchemy Dao power. Not bad. Looks like this Yu Jinggong is not an ordinary guy. He's not easy to deal with. Xianxia said, Master Wang, I have already gathered the remaining 2 materials. The 6 gods Guyuan Dan should not be difficult to refine, right? It isn't difficult. I'll tell you about the forging process now. Of course, if you had the heavenly alchemy Dao power, it would be even easier. When you step into 6 god stage, it will be time to get your hands on Taizuan Dan. Master Wang chuckled and said, In time, you will definitely surpass me. Master Wang had a greater understanding of Xianxia now. He knew that Xianxia was not ordinary already. Otherwise, he would not have been able to grow those medicinal herbs. Xianxia listened attentively as Master Wang explained the refining process of the 6 gods Guyuan Dan. He remembered every detail that he had to pay attention to. Are we going to refine it now? Master Wang couldn't see anything inside the 6 realms mirrors, but he could guess that Xianxia was about to make a move and start concocting pills immediately. That's right, we are going to start refining now. I can't wait to step into 6 gods stage. Xianxia said as he took out those medicinal ingredients. The 5 elements Gyokuro fruit and the spirit-returning violet bamboo were both very beautiful. Once these medicinal ingredients have been refined, there will be no more. The Master Wang said, I think you should think of a way to grow another seed. It won't take long. I've already got a copy. Xianxia had done this a long time ago. He had the Creator's Well and the purple pearls condensed from the Alive Slain method, so it was extremely easy for him. So fast. Master Wang did not believe it because it was too fast. He had cultivated medicinal herbs for many years and knew that it was not that easy. I have a special Dao meridian that allows plants to grow and reproduce faster. Xianxia said the Dao vein did exist, and Jiang Xijing possessed this kind of Dao vein. Could it be that this is an Earth Dao meridian? This is a very good Dao meridian. It's very good for growing medicinal plants. Master Wang knew that Xianxia had such a Dao vein before, but she never thought that it would be the Earth Dao vein. Xianxia took out the Chuangshi God furnace. He found out from the Master Wang how to refine it, and felt that it wasn't difficult. I have the heavenly alchemy Dao line, so refining it would be even easier. Until now, Xianxia had never encountered any difficulty in learning to refine new pellets. The heavenly alchemy Dao line allowed his refining process to be even more smooth, and he was not sure if he could continue refining higher-level pills in the future. In just more than 2 hours, Xianxia had refined a 6 gods Guyuan Dan. He was able to refine 2 pellets, and Master Wang said that he could refine 3 pellets. Not bad. To be able to successfully refine 2 pellets on his first try is already quite outstanding. The Master Wang praised. Although there are 2 pills, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will be able to help him break through to 6 god stage. You can eat these 2 pills first. At that time, you can get a rough understanding of the situation. Elder Wang, I do not know anything about 6 god stage. I hope that you can give me some pointers, Xianxia said. He had never understood what the 6 god stage needed to cultivate. When the late period of 3 profound realm is in use, the 3 profound divine junctures S will become 1, but they will not become 1. However, after the 3 profound divine junctures S have become 1, the 6 gods will appear within the spirit of the Dao gods, and there are only 6 primordial spirits within. These 6 primordial spirits are extremely important, and the growth of the primordial spirit can cause the spirit of the Dao gods to transform. When the 6 Yuan god reaches a certain point, the spirit of the Dao gods will evolve on its own, and at that time, you will be able to step into the Taizun realm. But that is a matter of the future. The main thing for you to do now is to eat the 6 gods Guyuan Dan, and let the 3 profound divine junctures completely fuse with it, nurturing the 6 Yuan god. I understand. Xianxia immediately ate the 2 6 gods Guyuan Dan S. This was only his first time refining one. If the effects were not enough, He would use the crash method to improve his quality during the next time he refined. After consuming it, Xianxia gradually refined the six gods Guiyuandan's medicinal power because it was not refined from the crash method, and it did not have a spirit god, so the refining time was rather long and took a total of 3 days. It didn't succeed, but I can feel that under the stimulation of the medicinal power, the 3 profound divine junctures showed signs of fusing. Seems like the medicinal power isn't strong enough. Xianxia took out another batch of ingredients and quickly used the heavenly alchemy Dao line to refine them. This time he was going to start using the crash method. Xianxia did not know how high the final quality would be, because he had not tried it yet. It's not that the medicinal strength is insufficient just now, but it's just that the medicinal strength is not sufficient to advance, and is unable to push my 3 profound goddess to merge together. If I were to use the crash method to refine a 6 gods Guiyuandan, I would definitely be able to propel the medicinal strength sufficiently strong. Xianxia felt that he would enter the 6 gods stage very quickly, and he was almost there. The higher the initial quality of the medicinal ingredients, the more difficult it would be to refine when clashing with them. The pills Xianxia refined using the heavenly alchemy Dao power were of extremely high quality. Currently, he could only advance to the 6 crash S, and that was the limit he could endure. One must know that he was a late period of 3 profound realm cultivator right now, but he could only go so far when refining 6 gods Guiyuandan. It also took Xianxia an entire day to concoct a pill under such extreme conditions, causing him to feel extremely tired. I should be able to break through this time. Xianxia planned to rest first and recover his energy before eating this high-quality 6 gods Guiyuandan. While he was resting, one of his jade talismans suddenly vibrated. He quickly took it out and checked it. Yu Jingming had sent a message to him. Xianxia, I just received 2 important pieces of news. The first piece of information is related to Yu Jinggong. Yu Jinggong has a gold pagoda Ganoderma in his hands, and this gold pagoda Ganoderma looks like a pagoda-shaped lingji that is 9 stories tall. It is very common, and its main purpose is to cure the voodoo dead poison in the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. The witch death poison is a very deadly poison in the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. Even if it's the late period of Taizun realms, just by smelling a little, one would be tortured to death by this poison. If it's a mid or early stage Taizun realms poison, one would be killed in a short period of time. Therefore, this gold pagoda Ganoderma is extremely precious. If Yu Jinggong wants to auction it now, the final price he can get is probably around 20 billion. The second piece of news is related to this heavenly refining auction. The purpose of this event is to prepare to enter the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. At this moment, many great powers pill masters are gathered here to exchange their pills in preparation for entering the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. When the time comes, the winner will receive the Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sex reward, and only the 6 God stage will be able to participate in this competition to encourage the young alchemist. The Heavenly Alchemy Soul is the soul of the Heavenly Refining Divine Cauldron that has been growing in the Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect for a period of time, and it is able to release the powerful and mysterious special Heavenly Alchemy Immortal power. I do not know much about the specifics, so it is very precious. Xianxia received a whole bunch of important information in an instant. This was all very important news. Master Wang, what use does the Heavenly Alchemy Soul have? Xianxia hurriedly asked the Master Wang, and told him that the Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect took the Heavenly Alchemy Soul as a reward. When Master Wang heard the words Heavenly Alchemy Soul, he immediately cried out, I never thought that the Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect would have such a situation. Master Wang exclaimed, I don't know much about Heavenly Alchemy Soul. I only know that it can release something called a Heavenly Alchemy Immortal power, and it's very strong. As long as one obtained the Spirit of Dawn, they could merge it into a divine weapon, and that divine weapon would have the Heavenly Alchemy Immortal power. Access? What do you mean by that? Yu Yang asked. Xianxia was still in the 3 profound realm now, but he was confident that he could enter the 6 God stage in a short amount of time. Every so often, the Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect's Heavenly Refining Divine Cauldron will give birth to the soul of this dawn. However, the Breaking Dawn soul had its own master. If it did not meet the criteria set by the Breaking Dawn soul, then the Breaking Dawn soul would not be able to fuse with it. Therefore, whenever there is a situation like this, Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect will hold a competition and allow the Spirit of Dawn to watch the competition on the spot. The winner will receive the approval of the Spirit of Dawn. At that time, Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect's own disciple will also participate. Maybe all the other Divine Sects S will come, and those Divine Sects S should be the most clear about the power of the Spirit of Dawn. Xianxia immediately called Yu Jingming and asked him when he would participate in the competition. From today onwards, there are still 7 days. When we register to participate, we will need to test the strength of the 6 God Stage S on the spot. After registering, one must refine a total of 30,000 natural law Dan in 2 hours. Only then can one obtain the qualifications to enter the competition. There were still 7 days, so Xianxia was not in a rush. What about the auction? When will it start? Xianxia was extremely interested in Yu Jinggong's Gold Pagoda Ganoderma, as it was something that could help him enter the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. He didn't know whether he could suppress the death poison either, so he got the Gold Pagoda Ganoderma to defend himself. 5 days later, Yu Jingming quickly replied, "All right, I'll go check out the auction when the time comes." Xianxia calmed his mood and then ate that pellet of pill 6 gods Guyuan Dan. Although the quality of the pills refined with Crash S were high, and the medicinal power contained within was strong, but after consuming them, their speed of refinement was not slow. Xianxia felt that they were much faster than the pills he refined before. I must succeed. I must participate in that competition. Xianxia closed his eyes and chanted in his heart. At this time, the medicinal power had already surged into his spirit of the Tao gods. After the 3 profound goddess felt the medicinal power, they gradually shrank and fused together. The 6 gods Guiyuan Dan continued to release its medicinal power in a steady stream while refining itself and pouring it into the spirit of the Tao gods. It continued to produce a strong medicinal power that pushed the 3 profound divine junctures in the spirit of the Tao gods to fuse with it. We're going to succeed. Let's continue. Xianxia saw that the fusion speed of the 3 profound divine junctures had already started to slow down. If he could not succeed in one go, then the 3 profound divine junctures would return to how it was before. Fortunately, the 6 gods Guiyuan Dan he refined had a very strong medicinal power. Even though there was only a tiny bit of the remaining medicinal power, it was able to successfully fuse 3 profound divine junctures together and condense 6 primordial spirits. The 6 primal souls were extremely special as they floated in the 3 profound divine junctures like 6 balls of flame. Inside the golden spirit of the Tao gods was a big ball of white light, and inside the big ball of white light, there were 6 bright flames that were floating back and forth. After he succeeded, Xianxia opened his eyes, clenched his fists and released a burst of power from the spirit of the Tao gods. In the blink of an eye, powerful Tao energy surged out. He's more than 10 times stronger than before. Both the spirit of the Tao gods and the 3 profound divine junctures are now very powerful. Xianxia felt the powerful strength he had just obtained, and his heart surged. Yu Haorui, you definitely can't let me meet you. Otherwise, the only thing you can do is die. Xianxia remembered back then when Yu Haorui had kicked him viciously. She wanted to obtain his heavenly alchemy Tao line. After breaking through, although Xianxia was elated, there were still a lot of things he needed to do, and they were rather risky. Yu Jinggong's Gold Pagoda Ganoderma were very precious, and he couldn't just buy them. That would require more than 20 billion Tao crystal, and he didn't have the time to gather that many Tao crystal right now. Therefore, he could only use methods. The Gold Pagoda Ganoderma was Yu Jinggong's, so he was not worried at all. At that time, if he had the chance, he would immediately make his move. Yu Jingming, did you get me the right to enter the auction? Xianxia whispered to Yu Jingming. I got it. I'll send it to you now. Yu Jingming immediately headed towards Xianxia's residence. Xianxia was staying at a few villagers' homes, which was a relatively safe and quiet place. Yu Jingming snuck over quietly and entered Xianxia's room, giving him a jade token. This is the jade token to enter the auction place. Yu Jingming said. Did you Jinggong suspect you? You better be careful. This guy is so vicious to his own little brother. If he discovers you, you might be killed. Xianxia said. Don't worry about that. I will pay close attention. He won't notice anything, and right now he doesn't have any suspicions towards me. So this is an extremely important period for him. Because he wants to obtain the heavenly alchemy soul. He needs to gather a large amount of Dao crystal and hire a decent level of alchemist to participate in the competition. Yu Jingming said. Where is the gold pagoda Ganoderma now? Chen Xiang had to understand the situation. It's still on Yu Jinggong's body. He only took it out that day when it was his turn to take action. After all, these things are so precious, so he can't be at ease being kept by others. Yu Jingming said. All right, you can go back now. Chen Xiang frowned. This way he wouldn't need to get the gold pagoda Ganoderma. These few days, Chen Xiang had been observing everything inside and outside the auction venue, trying to figure out how to steal the gold pagoda Ganoderma when he sees it. He also signed up for the pill forging competition, and he even used his own name right away. If he did not use his real name and Yu Jinggong exposed him, it would be troublesome. He was not afraid of Yu Jinggong here. The people from the Heavenly Alchemy Divine Sect must also have Heavenly Alchemy Dao line. If I had the Heavenly Alchemy Dao line, there shouldn't be anything strange about it. Although Chen Xiang thought this, he was still a little worried that his possession of the Heavenly Alchemy Dao line would be exposed. Today, the auction started. After Chen Xiang used his transformation technique to turn into a small old man, he slowly walked into the auction place. After entering, he immediately used the transmission talisman to contact Yu Jingming. He found out that he was currently in the same room as Yu Jinggong and couldn't see him from the outside. We'll bring the gold pagoda Ganoderma up to the stage later. It's mainly because Yu Jinggong wishes for his son to have some face. Yu Jingming sent a message to Chen Xiang. When Chen Xiang heard this news, his heart was moved. This was a golden opportunity. When Yu Haorui took the gold pagoda Ganoderma up on stage with Yu Haorui's strength, he would not be able to defend against him. Furthermore, he would be using his fastest speed. This must succeed. Chen Xiang was starting to get a little excited. He tried his best to calm down and waited patiently for the moment the gold pagoda Ganoderma appeared. At this time, the Heavenly Refining Conference was being held, and most of the people here were from Alchemist, so most of the people auctioned off pills. The Taizuan Dan-S were also being auctioned. Although they were only middle-tier Taizuan Dan-S, they could be sold for more than 1 billion. The Taizuan Dan that are auctioned off at this kind of auction are all of lower quality. Alchemists that are able to refine one of these are all more ordinary. Master Wang disdainfully said when he heard from Chen Xiang that someone was selling mid-rank Taizuan Dan. The quality is indeed very ordinary, but to be able to refine a middle-tier Taizuan Dan is already quite good. Chen Xiang said the Taizuan Dan-S were relatively hard to refine. Master Wang had mentioned it before. Indeed, if we can constantly refine high-quality Taizuan Dan-S, then we will be like supreme Dan gods, not poor to the point of selling pellets. The Master Wang said, the reason why the alchemist was poor was only because of the purchase of medicinal ingredients. The higher-ranked alchemist, in particular, required an astonishing number of Dao crystal to purchase medicinal ingredients. More than 2 hours later, the last pill was also ready. The gold pagoda Ganoderma was actually the main attraction of this auction. It could be seen how famous the gold pagoda Ganoderma was. Many people came today to wait for the gold pagoda Ganoderma. I think everyone should know about the gold pagoda Ganoderma too. This is something that the 3 hall masters of the Super Origin Dan Hall, Yu Jinggong, have brought out for auction in the original Tao's Gate. The host said. At this time, Yu Haorui slowly walked out from the side. He was alone, as he walked towards the auction stage with the gold-colored small pagoda in his hands. This gold pagoda Ganoderma seemed to have 9 pieces of lingji stacked together. It also looked like a tower, glowing with a golden light. The host is in the late stage of 6 God stage, but there is an early stage Taizun realm in front of the auction stage. But it doesn't matter, I will definitely succeed. Chen Xiang had already taken out 3 small pellets. The name of this pill was the Illusory Mist Pill. It was a middle-tier Taizuan Dan. Many Supreme Dan gods knew how to refine it, but the ingredients required were relatively rare, thus this pill was also relatively rare. However, Master Wang had the ingredients to refine the illusory mist pills. When he previously knew that Xianxia was going to snatch Yu Jinggong's gold pagoda Ganoderma, he gave the illusory mist pills like the one Xianxia gave to Xianxia to use his spatial power. He threw the 3 illusory mist pills at 3 places in the auction center and then controlled the explosion of the 3 pills. Yu Haorui originally wanted to show off, so he deliberately walked very slowly, allowing the other disciples to see him carrying this gold pagoda Ganoderma. However, just as Yu Haorui was feeling complacent, a burst of white light suddenly flashed, and then the inside of the auction was full of forests. There were even the howls of dragon beast, and from time to time a thick mist would roll over. "It's the misty mirage pill," an old man shouted. And the moment Xianxia exploded, he had already teleported in front of Yu Haorui, using his fastest speed to transfer the gold pagoda Ganoderma over to him. Yu Haorui's reaction speed could be considered to be extremely fast. Seeing that such a thing had suddenly happened, he immediately kept the gold pagoda Ganoderma inside. It was just that Xianxia's reaction speed was too fast. He did not realize that Xianxia had used a fake gold pagoda Ganoderma. The medicinal power of the illusory mist pill quickly dissipated, and the scene returned to normal. No one knew what happened, as everyone was trapped in their own illusions. At that time, everyone was on their own, so they couldn't see anything. Even the old man in the early stages of the Taizun realm was trapped in an illusion. However, because there were too many people here, all the medicinal energy was absorbed by the crowd and dispersed. Therefore, everyone's hallucinations did not last long, and it only lasted for a few seconds. But this allowed Xianxia to succeed and also quietly left the auction place, leaving behind a clone inside. If not, he would suddenly be missing a person, which would arouse suspicion, and at that time, when he checked the jade plates or something, he would expose Yu Jingming. "Rui Air, where are the gold pagoda Ganoderma?" Yu Jinggong anxiously walked over and asked anxiously. "I have it." Yu Haorui anxiously took out his gold pagoda Ganoderma. After seeing the gold pagoda Ganoderma, Yu Jinggong heaved a sigh of relief, but he felt that something was amiss. He had possessed the gold pagoda Ganoderma for a long time and was very familiar with it. However, he was not familiar with the gold pagoda Ganoderma in front of him, especially the aura. "Father, what's wrong?" Yu Haorui immediately asked. He also felt that he was extremely clever, and kept the gold pagoda Ganoderma after encountering a sudden situation. "Follow me." Yu Jinggong anxiously brought Yu Haorui and left, while the people in charge of the auction also followed along, as they realized that something was amiss. This kind of auction was very large, but there were people causing trouble here in an attempt to snatch the gold pagoda Ganoderma. At this moment, everyone was discussing this matter. "Are you selling the gold pagoda Ganoderma?" A man shouted impatiently. "That's right, we came here today to buy gold pagoda Ganoderma." "What happened just now? Who lost the illusory mist pill?" The crowd was filled with doubts. Xianxia was currently in his room, lying on his bed. Looking at the gold pagoda Ganoderma in the Yuyao mountain villa, he chuckled. At the backstage of the auction venue, Yu Jinggong angrily said, "What's going on in this venue? To actually let this kind of thing happen, this gold pagoda Ganoderma is fake." Yu Jinggong crushed the fake gold pagoda Ganoderma with a palm. The fake gold pagoda Ganoderma turned into mist. "This gold pagoda Ganoderma was obviously taken away by your son. We even saw him take it out of the storage magic treasure. What does this have to do with us? We are still suspecting that you were the one who released the illusory mist pill. Do you really want to frame us?" The old man, who was holding the auction, sneered. Yu Jinggong couldn't explain it now either. After all, his son had just said that the gold pagoda Ganoderma had been taken into the storage magic treasure's grasp, and from start to finish, the gold pagoda Ganoderma had been in his son's hands. The moment the fog pill appeared, it was also kept by his son. He couldn't blame the auction house for this. Someone used a very clever method. The moment the misty mirage pill appeared, they switched the gold pagoda Ganoderma in my son's hands. The speed was very fast, so my son did not feel it either. I am the hall master of the Super Origin Dan Hall. Why would I do such a thing to scam you? Yu Jinggong calmed down and thought carefully about it. He felt that this was the only possibility.